$500 on the line. Tonight's winner, and Brian leads him out to a big lead.
Well, looks like we've got a caution in the back. I'm not sure if that was the initial start.
Yellow
right
on
there.
the racetrack, initial start. I was confused about how we were starting. Tim Ryan jumps out to a big lead. Austin Simmelman in the pits already.
Oh, bad break there for the 34. Blake Durflinger not going to be making any presidential runs here soon as he's heading into the pit road. Austin Simmelman, he's taking it behind the wall. It looks like Sean Wallenfeldt Jr. is taking it behind the wall. A bunch of drivers right there with heavy contact, and their night comes to an end early.
Heavy damage, not the way you want to get started with the Wicked Cushion Knoxville Shootout, but we'll rack them and stack them and try it again one more time. Tim Ryan, your race leader. Lewis Hewitt second. AJ Nevin third. Timothy Smith fourth. Dylan Hauser currently sitting in the fifth spot, and that's how your top five will sit at the moment. I believe we had 0 laps complete. We'll go back to a complete restart, maybe?
Simmelman would have been one of the favorites, but he's out early, so that's going to be one less for Tim Ryan to try to get around and try to pass to get that $500 victory. As Howard Weaver's making comments in the background, and he's running my professionalism, but hey, nonetheless, we're out here tonight with that 9 of Tim Ryan in the lead, followed by the 3 of Lewis Hewitt, the 17 of AJ Niven, the 00 of Timothy Smith, and Dylan Hauser in the top 5 as they're getting lined up side by side. Gonna give this restart one more go here tonight as they're double file going down the backstretch. That pace car will take that hard left turn, and we'll be back under green.
Getting set to go 40 laps of feature racing here at the Knoxville Raceway. Wicked Cushion Knoxville Shootout. Pace truck getting set to pull that hard left-hand turn into the pits. Green flag is back out, and we are underway. Tim Ryan, the Aussie, leads him back to the green.
2 Aussies on the front row as Lewis Hewitt tries to get the jump and can't quite make it. The number 17 machine of AJ Niven gets on the low side, tries to take advantage, and there's a wreck in the back.
Another wreck on the racetrack. Not sure who it's on as we stay green. Looks like the Randall Carter got turned around. He keeps it going. Green flag still out on the racetrack. Tim Ryan, your race leader. Lewis Hewitt second. Look at David Heilman on the outside as he's up to fourth.
The Holomaniacs are going wild right now as he rides that outside line. You're utilizing every single bit of that cushion he can. He clears them as he's going to set his sights on the 3rd place of the 17 of AJ Niven.
David Heilman's in the 4th place position. Your Jason Johnson Memorial Feature winner just a couple of weeks ago here at Team VLR. But back out in front, Tim Ryan has got just over a half-second lead over Lewis Hewitt in the 3 car as their single file 1 through 4 closest battle on the racetrack right now is between Anthony Littlepresto and Timothy Smith for 5th.
And Tim Ryan is out to an over 6-10 leading minute right now, but you're right, we've got a crazy battle for that 5th spot as you see him go high up on the racetrack. Look at that high side's really making its way as he's able to utilize that momentum. The track's really slipping it off. You got drivers on the bottom, drivers on the high side. Which line is going to work? We're going to find out here as we get to the lap number 10 of 40 in tonight's feature race.
Austin Carr started 14th. He's up to 6th. Right behind the 00 of Timothy Smith, who currently sits in the top 5. Tim Ryan still your race leader, followed by Lewis Hewitt. Here comes David Heilman on the outside. He's up to 3rd.
David Heilman is the fastest car on the track, running a 17.813. He's got the car to beat. The Holomaniacs are still on their feet as he's going to set his sights on the number 3 of Lewis Hewitt. We still have an Australian front row with the 9 of Tim Ryan and the 3 of Lewis Hewitt. We're 1 and 2.
First and second run the Aussies, followed by David Heilman in 3rd. He started 9th. He's moved up 6 spots to 3rd. AJ Nevin up to 4th, and Timothy Smith at 5th. Austin Carr still holding on to that 6th spot. He started in the 14th position. Also, look at Zane Scott. He's in a B main. He's up to 8th as we got a big wad of cars right there, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th.
We do as they're still battling side by side. The drivers have calmed down just a bit. They're single file right now, feeling the track out, feeling which line is the best, seeing where the momentum's going to take them. It's going to heat up here soon shortly as the laps are already flying by as we're already on lap number 13.
Tim Ryan still with just over a 7/10 of a second lead and stretching it over Lewis Hewitt. David Heilman settled into third. He's still running that outside, very top of the racetrack, trying to close the gap, but he just can't seem to make any ground at the moment. Tim Ryan's still very fast running around the bottom of the racetrack.
He is. He's using that low line, and he's making it work too as we're 15 laps down already in tonight's feature event. And looking in that third place, David Heilman, that 14, tries to utilize the high line right there. Going to go to the middle of the track in turn 1 and 2, just trying to find something to work, just trying to find the best line and see what he can do. As he just ran an 18.105, and Tim Ryan and Lewis Hewitt are almost mirror matching each other's times with a 17.85 and 17.86.
Closest battle on the racetrack right now, so for that fourth place position, Timothy Smith in the 00 car. He's caught the 17 of A.J. Nevin, also Austin Carr right behind Smith. 3-car battle for fourth right now as these guys are closing the gap on David Heilman pretty quickly.
And that fourth place position pays $90. So there's a bit of a difference there between fourth and second. A second pays $250 and third pays $100. But these drivers, they don't care. They want to get to that first spot. They want to take that $500 check home with them tonight. Still got the battle for fourth place. A.J. Nevin ahead of Timothy Smith, followed by Austin Carr and James Eden. This is battling tooth and nail coming down to lap number 19.
Lewis Hewitt in the 3-car, he's closed the gap over 0.2 of a second here the past couple of laps. He's knocked it down to just under a half-second race lead for the 9-car of Tim Ryan. David Heilman just 2 seconds back in third, and big battle right behind them, 3-car battle for fourth. But Lewis Hewitt still on the trail, looking for Tim Ryan in the number 9.
And Heilman and Austin Carr, the fastest cars on track right now. Heilman running at 17.819, Austin Carr running at 17.899. So they've definitely got the speed, but can they get the momentum? Can they make those lines work for them? Is it too little too late? Is they're about 3 seconds behind the leader?
Lewis Hewitt has closed the gap just under 0.4 of a second in closing. He's right there on the back bumper of Tim Ryan for the race lead. Just a couple of more laps and Lewis Hewitt is going to be challenging on the inside for the race lead. Hewitt is right there on the bumper of Tim Ryan.
And Dylan Wilson brings up a good point. We're going to answer an age-old question here tonight. Are Australians good in sprint cars? But right now they're showing it. Tim Ryan in the lead, followed by Lewis Hewitt. Lewis Hewitt goes to the high side. He's setting him up for that pass. When's he going to make it? Is he going to bide his time behind him? Wait for him to make a mistake, or is he going to pounce on him?
David Heilman, as these two are battling for the race lead, is closing the gap rather quickly. Just over under a second and a half now is the lead. It was just over 2 seconds just a moment ago. But Lewis Hewitt still right there on the back bumper of Tim Ryan. And David Heilman is closing the gap quickly. Hewitt on the outside.
15 laps to go here tonight as Lewis Hewitt right on the back edge of Tim Ryan. But hey, don't look yet. David Heilman, that 14 machine, he's caught up the difference too. He's a second behind him. Heilman was 0.2 faster that lap.
Heilman closing the gap. He's under a second. Now we're about to have a 3-car battle for the race lead as we're coming up to 10 laps to go here in just a few moments. Tim Ryan still holding on to the race lead. He's led from flag to flag as they're coming up on lap traffic.
And we're going to go on board right now with the number 14 machine of David Heilman as he tries to run down the number 3 of Lewis Hewitt as he's gotten right to the edge of him, 4/10 behind him as he just ran a 17.783. That's the fastest lap of the race by almost 2/10 as he's gunning down, trying to get Lewis Hewitt. Lewis Hewitt's going to need to make his move on the 9 of Tim Ryan fast. If not, he's going to have to play defense with the 14 of Heilman.
Was Tim Ryan playing a little cat and mouse right there because he's pulled out away just over a half second again. Lewis Hewitt getting a big challenge from David Heilman right now. Tim Ryan almost running away with the race lead as the closing laps, we're in the closing stages of this race, and Tim Ryan's pulling back away from Lewis Hewitt in the 3-car.
And it looks like It looks like Howard Weaver is having some technical difficulties in the booth, but we're going to do some radio broadcast right here, play-by-play analysis, as Tim Ryan is still utilizing that high side. You seeing right now, well, you can't see actually right now, but David Heilemann goes for the pass on Lewis Hewitt as they're getting by lap traffic right now. The number 3 of
your race leader, Lewis Hewitt, second. David Heilemann on the outside. He's trying to work around Lewis Hewitt for that second place spot. Coming up on the closing laps here. Heilemann right there on the back bumper of Lewis Hewitt as they're just almost as Tim Ryan's has stretched his lead to just over a second as these drivers battle for second. Here comes David Heilemann on the outside.
And you're not going to miss a moment with the play-by-play of me and Tommy Rowe as David Heilemann still trying to utilize that high side. The 3 of David Heilemann, Lewis Hewitt goes for the block on David Heilemann. David Heilemann goes low. They make contact as they're neck and neck coming out of the corner. It's still anyone's ball game right now, and we have a caution out.
Bragg race for the second place spot. Davis, business is about to pick up. Back up, pace truck getting set to pull in. 8 laps remaining. Tim Ryan, Lewis Hewitt. Green flag is out, and we're back underway here for the Knoxville Shootout.
Back underway is Tim Ryan gains over the lead. Lewis Hewitt sitting in second. David Heilemann in third as he goes for the battle. Tries to get past the second position. Goes low on Hewitt. Tries to get past on Tim Ryan. He's going to make it 3 wide in the leader. In second place, make contact. They're 3 wide for the lead.
3 wide for the race lead. Tim Ryan still holding on to the race lead. Here comes Lewis Hewitt back on the inside in the middle. 3 wide for the race lead. David Heilemann at the very bottom. 3 wide. Here comes David Heilemann on the inside. Contact between Tim Ryan and Lewis Hewitt.
And if this was worth the wait right here, is David Heilemann goes to the lead and he gets past Tim Ryan. He's still utilizing that bottom run. Tim Ryan's still trying to use everything he can on the cushion, but watch out, Lewis Hewitt sitting in the 3rd position trying to gain back the momentum and fight back and try to gain back that 2nd place position.
What a try by David Heilemann. He won the Chase and Johnson Memorial. He's trying to do it here again for the Wicked Cushion Knoxville Shootout with Tim Ryan back on the outside trying to make a run. Lewis Hewitt back to 13th, to 4th, Austin Carr in 5th. But David Heilemann's got just a few more laps to go. He just ran his fastest lap of the race.
And Tim Ryan gets on the cushion and wiggles right there. We've got 36 laps down, 4 laps to go, and David Heilemann just ran the fastest lap of the race. He's got that machine on cruise control as Tim Ryan sitting in 2nd and Lewis Hewitt in 3rd.
David Heilemann coming around to 3 laps to go this time as they're side by side for 2nd, and there's 3 wide for 3rd right behind him. David Heilemann's going to love what he's seeing in his mirror as Tim Ryan's back out to the 2nd position. He's on the outside. They're going to come around to 2 laps to go this time. Tim Ryan's got 2 more times around the racetrack to catch David Heilemann.
And David Heilemann started at 9th. He just ran the fastest lap on the race for 3 straight laps. He's got the momentum down here. He's sitting in that lead, $500 to win. Tim Ryan trying to everything he can, jumping up and down on the cushion, still trying to use that high line as he goes low in 3 and 4. Lewis Hewitt 2nd and 3rd, 1.1 seconds behind the leader, and David Heilemann still leading out here over 0.6 of a second. White flag is in the air.
David Heilemann takes the white flag there on the back straightaway right now. He's going into turn number 3 and 4. Tim Ryan's going to try to dive it around to the bottom. He's not going to make the pass stick, and David Heilemann will be your Wicked Cushion Knoxville Shootout winner. Tim Ryan will take home 2nd, Lewis Hewitt 3rd, James Eden's 4th, and Nick Cooper will take home the top 5. But your Wicked Cushion Knoxville Shootout feature winner, the 14 car, he started in the 9th place position. How about David Heilemann?